Alrighty, we are live on all platforms. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings, everyone. Incredible greetings. How is everyone doing on this good old Friday afternoon or Friday evening? Because it's after 5, so technically, it's evening. Which brings up a good question. At what hour do you guys go from afternoon to evening? See, morning is easy. Once we hit 12 o'clock, that goes from morning to afternoon. But all of the rest of it is just PM. So at what point do you go from good afternoon to good evening? Is it once the sun goes down? Because then there's times where it's 8 o'clock, depending on, daylight savings, and it is still super, super bright outside. The sun hasn't gone down. So that wouldn't necessarily be afternoon. So what do you guys consider to be afternoon hours? So I'm just sharing out this post. So afternoon is 12 until 5. Afternoon ends after 1. So you don't consider 2 o'clock wow. You would say good evening at 2 o'clock? To me, that's still afternoon. So that's why I like questions like that, because you kind of see others' perspectives for things. So I am still sharing out. So just bear with me, guys. In the meantime, between time, drop a hey, how you doing? Let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me know what you do in the creative and or craft space. Like what type of creative or crafty things do you do? What machines and printers do you prefer? Are you team Cricut? Are you team Silhouette? Are you team Caesar? Are you team Graph Tech? Do you, when it comes to printers, are you into Sublimation, just regular printers for party favors, DTF, toner printers? What's up? What else? Just let me know what it is that you do in the creative space. Go ahead, Marlene. Go ahead and ask your question while I continue to share out this live broadcast over on the Blue app and the Play app. Oh my gosh. I created something using Publisher, now putting into Photoshop. How do I remove the background? So you would, there's a button that says, it just really depends on how you set it up. Like I don't see it. So I don't know if it's something busy, like what you see on the screen here. If you have defined elements to it, using the remove background button should remove a lot of it. Or you can use the, what's that thing called? Like quick selection or magic wand to select it. And then you would use your layer mask to mask off the background. So there's a couple different ways that it can be done. It just really depends on how the image is set up. All right, there we go. We are all shared out. Okay, so let me come over here because your screen over here was covered up, so I couldn't see anything. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. Welcome in. Welcome in. So 5 p.m. is your cutoff. That's kind of like how I am too. I have no clue. Incredible greetings, Danny. How are you? Hey, Kimberly. Afternoon hours would be after. Well, I mean, of course, they will be after 12 noon, but when do they end for you? So, like, when do your evening hours start? Incredible evening. So that lets me know when your evening starts. From noon to 5 is afternoon. For me, 5 p.m. and on is evening. Yep, that's kind of how I am too. I'm on my way out the door. Will this be on replay? Anytime I go live, it's on replay. I don't bother to delete my live, so you never have to worry about that with our platform. Some employers list 5 o'clock as evening hours. Hello, incredible greetings. And so we have someone saying incredible afternoon. Depends, I guess, also depends on what time zone you're in right now. I am Team Silhouette, and you use a Workforce 7720 printer as a regular standard pigment ink printer, or have you converted it to Sublimation? Hello, incredible greetings. All right. 1 second, y'all, because there's a little person in my face. Give me a second. All righty. He's fussing about candy. I use Cricut, Silhouette, and Epson, quite a few Epsons, HPs, Sublimation, and regular prints. Oh, and she has a Cricut Venture. Hello from Long Island, New York. I design in Silhouette, but I cut with Cricut. I have quite a few students who are hybrid users. I do custom sublimation, HTV, and vinyl. I'm slowly getting into party favors and rhinestone t-shirts. Hey. I've converted my 7720. Okay. I know. Oh, thank you. Hello. Okay. So, all right, I got all that out of the way. Let's get to it. Hello, everyone. Officially, I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365, home of the Honesty Speaking brand of products, 365 Creative Academy, Silaholics Anonymous, HS Inc. Digital, HS Inc. Designs, HS Inc. 365 Prints. I couldn't even get that out. Oh my God, because I'm over here like literally cheesing. You're actually not on the replay, baby. You are live right now. We are live, and in color right now. Okay, so but I am your resident Silhouette Studio, or all things kind of Silhouette instructor, unofficially from like the company. This is not a sponsored video. I am not an affiliate. I share with you guys my genuine love for this system, mainly this program, as someone that has been doing graphic designing for well over 2 decades, 26 years since I was in high school. I just came to love this software. You can do so much in it, even from the free version. Everything that I'm going to show you is something that can be done from the free version of Silhouette Studio. Okay. And of course, because we sell Sublimation ink and paper, kind of can answer all your questions when it comes to anything sublimation. I was an event planner, so all things party decor and party favors and paper crafting and things of that nature. Foam board, y'all know I love me some foam board. I'm able to answer all those questions for you. This one is not, however, a regular Q&A, but I am going to demonstrate some skills in Silhouette Studio as well as Canva on how to create this Bluey design. It is something that I made for my son. I made it for my little person. He absolutely loves Bluey. Between Bluey and dinosaurs, I don't know which one he likes better. And then now he's kind of getting into like Minecraft. So, but right now it's Bluey, Bluey and dinosaurs. And so I made this just for him. Originally, I made it not even really just for him because it was on like an old notebook. I saw a lot of crafters and creators who were trying their hands at the customized composition notebooks and they're experiencing some issues and things like that. So I just whipped it together. I'm like, I figure if I'm going to end up doing it, I might as well make it something that my kid could use, right? So, or myself, whatever. So I end up kind of whipping this together. It was like the first one that I did. You would think that I would have do his own character, but I didn't even start with that one. I actually did the Bluey one first. And I just took a picture of it, posted it, and it got a really, 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 really good response. But I don't really sell the covers. There's a lot of other businesses and creators that do sell the covers. I have sold some, I will still say quite a few to people that just kind of know me and they're going to force me to do it and sell them anyway, but I don't like put them on my website. I'm normally focusing like on other things around this time of year. So something like composition notebooks just are not enough for me. And if I do make them, a lot of times it is for the schools and, to give to teachers. Like I have to work on a Monsters Inc. design for a kindergarten class. So yeah, I just typically don't sell them. And then because this is a licensed character, although it is an Australian-based cartoon, Disney did purchase rights to be able to broadcast it here. And I'm not trying to mess with that mouse and him peoples, because I don't have Disney mouse, I don't have that mouse people kind of lawyer money. So I don't like messing with them folk. Okay. So I will not, sell them. Although technically, let's be very clear. Technically, even making them for yourself is a violation of, and it's infringing on their intellectual property. But most times, outside of us kind of posting everything on social media, most times they don't know that you have, created something, right? Because normally it's like in your home, like it's in your private space. Make sure that you guys are double tapping the screen, giving this video a like. If you are watching from YouTube, make sure that you click out of the live chat and give this video a thumbs up. You can already see kind of what we're working with. It's going to be a good one. Don't wait till the end. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed. Same thing if you're watching over on Facebook. Go ahead, give the video a heart or a thumbs up. Drop a comment and double tap that screen if you're watching over on what's this thing called? TikTok, okay? So, but I was saying technically, you're not supposed to, but normally they don't know unless you're kind of posting it online. This video is for educational purposes only. This is one that it seems to have caught a lot of people's attention when it comes to Bluey. Like, look at Cora. She's like, hey, my professor. She's like, Bluey. So it catches people's attention. So I decided to use this one just to kind of do a quick demo of how easy it is to fill in these designs, but also kind of give you guys some pointers when it comes to like orientation of design. I just realized, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but I just realized I didn't leave this one as is, but I'll have to bring it back. But just like different orientations of like templates. Templates are something that's like really near and dear to me, and I take templates very, very seriously. There's a lot of people that will say that they don't need like an exact template. Oh, just measure it, make it a box. I mean, boxes don't always just like work for me. I have to have things like line up. So although in Canva, you're going to see that this is really just a rectangle because we trim it away when we're making the composition notebooks. It is very strategically set up to ensure that things don't get cut off, ensure that everything is centered. And when I put it on, like I said, nothing's getting cut off. Nothing is pushed too far to the right, to the left, to the top, or it's too low. So I like templates, or I like setups to be able to properly place my elements. Placement is really, really big for me. Really, 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 really big. When you improve on your placement, it can make a really big difference in how you price, because when you care about those things, it just shows that you are, you're professional about what it is that you do. You care about it. It's all about quality. Quality is not always the material that you use. I mean, even just in your designing, and you take the time to really design properly and really think about those like small things like placement, it makes a big difference in clientele that you open yourself up to, how much money you can actually charge for things. So if you're someone that doesn't really kind of focus on like templates, sizes, and design layouts and stuff like that, try it out and just kind of see if you get different responses to how you set up your designs. Okay. All right. So let's see. Who here has experienced some issues with the composition notebooks? My grandboys said, Professor's doing Bluey. Yes, I am. How are you guys? So I have to do something real quick because, oops. I forgot to duplicate that one before I cropped it. So I have to like bring it back. Okay, there we go. There's the original for this one. I have the printing. It prints regular size instead of the size of the template. Which design program are you using, Jasmine? I haven't tried it yet. Would love to make one for my second grader. All right. So before we get started, I will let you guys know that we are having another composition notebook session on Sunday because it was kind of requested. I also put a post out, got a few, responses to it. So we are having another composition like live workshop on Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You do not automatically get access to it. Like, let's say if you were to, I'm not going to say that. If you signed up previously, because we launched it, what was it, last week, Friday. So it's been a week. If you purchase before today, you actually do get access to it, and you should have received information about that in your email. You should also see that you got an email in regards to a new, it might say course that you have been added to. Go on there and just kind of take a look at that information. But I'll give you more information about, the session on Sunday. If you are interested in attending the session on Sunday, go ahead and put composition notebook in the chat just that I know, who here may need a little bit more help and assistance when it comes to these composition notebooks. It is very much so interactive. All right. So like I said, we are going to take a look at creating these in Canva and Silhouette Studio. And we're just going to go ahead and get started. Okay. All right. So there are technically 4 kind of like average sizes for the composition notebooks. All right. There's about 4 sizes for it. It is not a one size fit all. That is something that's going to be important for you to know, that it is not, I repeat, it is not one size fits all. Now, it can sort of be like if they have like a lot of extra space, like if it's designed with a lot of negative space around it or extra space around it. And then you can, crop it, but then your piece in the middle becomes a little bit smaller, or you can scale it up and things of that nature. But for the most part, you have to design for the appropriate size template. We do offer the templates on our website. It's already set up for you in all of those, like in the kind of average 4 sizes. And what I recommend you do is that you take your ruler and you measure from the edge of the spine tape to the edge of the notebook, and whatever that value comes out to from the 4 templates that are there that we have on our website, you would select the one that is closest to what your measurement is. That's going to ensure that as you set your design up within that space, everything is going to work out beautifully. It's set up, as you can see here, to where it does have a straight cut side. Although these are rounded corners, pay really no attention to that. You're not putting the rounded corner part on the rounded corners of the composition notebook, because even those are different. There are some that have a steeper curve than others. You're going to line it up from the straight edge. And with our templates, they are designed with a safe zone as well as a bleed. A bleed means that the color goes past the edge of your substrate, and then you're going to manually cut that away with scissors, or my preference, a craft knife. Okay. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be really important. I'm actually going to, so I'll just say this. If you have the template vault, you may see something extra there a little bit after this live, if you get what I'm putting down. Okay. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I have to kind of set up the other sizes for it. But if you have the template vault, we typically don't do designs in there, but I am, dropping a few designs, but we typically don't do like full on designs in the template vault. It's about getting those like sizes and things like that. Okay. All right. Most of my grandkids are into Bluey dinosaurs. I actually love Bluey too. All right, so y'all catching what I'm putting down? Okay, cool beans. All right. Y'all slow down on double tapping the screen over on TikTok. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. I am all about teaching the foundations of designing, and for you guys to understand what it means to design proportionately, which is why this was a really, really good example of setting up a design, because this one isn't as easy as just kind of put it there and crop, because it's not quite proportional to the size of the template. So what do I mean by that? We're going to first duplicate this. I'm going to bring these over. I'm going to duplicate those as well. Just put me the one over here for safekeeping. All right. So if I were to move this down here, as you can see, it is the orientation of this is called landscape. It goes wide out, right? The template is portrait. It it stretches, from top to bottom. It goes vertical and the landscape goes horizontal. So this is not going to fit. Like, to be able to fit the entire, if I wanted that entire image for all parts of it to fit inside of this space, it just will not, right? Because it is not there. It's not proportional. Okay. I'm trying to bring y'all down some so the comments aren't blocking it, but you can always go watch it over on TubeView, but it is blocking it. Sorry about that. So if I were to take this and this function is not, you know what? Let's do it this way. Just so that I'm not using anything that is a paid setting or paid tool. I'm going to use all free tools that are available to us in Silhouette Studio. So if I were to place this here, right, even though it's not the rounded corners, the actual size of the template, do you guys see what that's doing to that? Is this something that you would want to present to your clients, trying to get all of that landscape image into this portrait template? Does this look like a professional and who knows what they're doing? Like this looks like they know what they're doing, and this is some work that they would put out? Okay, no, ma'am. She's like, that looks a mess. We wouldn't want this. No. Okay, exactly, right? So all of it cannot fit in there. You have to set it up. If we crop it down, so I'm going to just bring this one over, right? Now I can kind of make this a little bit bigger so the images don't have to stay so small. This is why we create our designs with what's called a safe zone, because and I also like my templates to have like the indicator of where the edge of whatever the substrate is. And that is because I'm going to take my transparency down on this just for a little bit here so you can see the lines. I can stretch this out. So if my goal was more so to have the family in the middle, I can stretch this out and make sure that the family is in the middle. I can make sure that it's within my safe zone to where no parts of them is kind of like getting cut off. If I wanted a little bit of the background, I could do that as well. Okay. So the green line is my safe zone. The white is the edge of the template. So now I'm ensuring that it's not going outside of that and nothing of importance will get cut off. But that will mean that I have extra space either above or below. Okay. I'm going to purposely kind of create some space above, just so that you kind of get an idea, if your image, you had to do it on both sides. So we have this here, right? And I think I want to probably move it over just a tad, about there. Okay. I'm going to increase my transparency again. I'm going to take my layer that is to the back, our bleed. We crop this to our bleed. I'm going to copy and then paste in front. I'm going to make that no color because I don't want the whole thing to turn red. We're going to hold down Shift and click on the image. Once we do that, we're going to crop. So I left the red there because I want you to see that you crop it down, there is still space above that and below. If you had this where you didn't have anything in the background, that would fill in with white, and then your notebook would have white on it. We want this to appear to be seamless. So I'm going to paste in front again. I'm going to remove the color. And then I'm going to use my color dropper here and sample the green grass. I'm then going to drag and select, not too far up, just the edge, and send that to the back. Now there's a little bit of blue on here, so I need to kind of go up on that to remove it. There we go. So that now looks seamless. And I was able to do that because there was a solid color. Now, if it's not a solid color there, this technique does not work. But for certain things, it does work. We don't really want, the part that's at the top. So I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm going to just put a rectangle. We can always use the edit points as well. I'm just going to put a rectangle and hold down shift, click on, wait, what are we doing? Hold down shift, click on it. And I'm just going to subtract just to kind of get rid of that extra green that was at the top. So I'm going to go paste in front again, remove my color. I'm going to use that color dropper again, and I'm going to select as close as I can to the top, the blue, which that is not that blue. There we go. And then I'm going to send that to the back. Now, because that's technically behind the green, I don't have to really go back in and do anything with it. So this would fill out this composition notebook nicely. It doesn't leave a lot of space at the top for the label, okay? So I'm going to take one of my labels here, or actually I'll just show you like from these two. I'll put them side by side. So as you can see, they are much smaller in this one than on this one because I wanted to be able to have the label there. If I were to put the label over here, I'm within my safe zone, but I'm going to cut off the dad's head. And this is a flattened image. Now, is there a way to kind of, make it look like his head is in front of it? Yes, but that's more advanced, more detail. We're not getting into that part, getting into that for this particular demonstration. But it is way too big. Like the image itself is way too big. Now, if you were just going to maybe put a name on it and you just wanted to be solid, maybe you would just put the Bluey logo, which where did it go? So maybe if you were just going to put the Bluey logo at the top, and not worry about a name or not worry about the composition label, this would work. We want them to be nice and big and center on there. So is it making sense to you guys? Like there's a difference in how you set up. All designs are not created equal. Did we start with the same exact image? Yes. But simply resizing it, it gives it a totally different look. There's different options. You guys understand that? Okay, so OMG, this is amazing. Thank you. Yes, yes. Yes, I understand. Okay. I see a yes over here on TikTok. Okay, we got another yes over here. All right, cool beans. Now, if I wanted this one to fit more like the one over here, it's really, really easy to do in Silhouette Studio. I'm going to move that one up. All right, I'm going to click on my image. And like I said, everything I'm going to show you can be done from the free version. So the free version of Silhouette Studio has adjustments that you can make with the pattern tool. So if I come over here and I take my scale down to where it's going to make them a little bit smaller. It's going to look a little crazy because now I have all of this extra space like to the bottom. I'm going to pan that down to meet that green. And then I just have to cut off that top part. So I'm going to put a box, come back into that blue area, hold down Shift, click on the image, and we're going to subtract again. Because I already had that blue there, it just naturally filled in. So now I can take my composition notebook and place that there, but I can't really put the logo. And with these, it's customized. It doesn't have to be, exactly the same size as the composition notebook label, because all those are different as well. So I may choose to make this a little bit smaller so that I can take the word Bluey and add it to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it to the front. We're going to shrink it down some, and we're going to place this right here. Okay. And I can probably make this a little bit bigger. But I don't want to go too far past my safe zone, because if my sticker's off a little bit, I might cut off the logo. So I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. I do want it to kind of overlap my label. So I'm going to let that kind of flow down there. And there we go. All right. So even with this one, I've literally set up 3 technically totally different layouts in a matter of minutes, because we have the full page, we have the one where it's, sized up a little bit bigger. We're able to fit just the composition notebook label. And then if we want to add the logo to it, we had to make it a little bit smaller. So these are 3 technically different layouts, but from the same image. Okay. All right. So before we move on to the next one, I'm going to see if we have any questions. Hi, any advice on a starter printer for party favors? This live one is not, or as of right now, it's not a general Q&A. I can come back for another one, but if you have questions in regards to the demonstration that we're doing today, definitely go ahead and post that. We actually just did a full video kind of talking about printers a few days ago. So we'll have to kind of address that. I want to kind of keep on topic today. Is there a material list in the vault? The vault, no, because it's just for templates. There is a material list in the class. And when you get the template, there is, but for these, the materials are very simple. You really don't need like an official list. You need a printer. You need adhesive sheets, whether you choose to use inkjet sticker papers, vinyl, glossy vinyl sticker sheets, printable vinyl, whatever adhesive. Some people were using address labels. Yeah, so you can use that. You can choose to add laminate to it if you want. Depending on which printer you're using and which paper and all those things, it's not really a requirement. Yeah, so laminate, adhesive sheets, a ruler, a blade, maybe some scissors, and that's it. That's literally all you need in order to do these. Super, and of course, a composition notebook. Super, super easy to do. Would you recommend making this in Silhouette rather than Canva? So I am going to show you how to do it in Canva. I'm not a big fan of Canva. You're going to see the difference in doing this in Canva versus Silhouette Studio. Design Space will not allow you to print this at the appropriate size that you would need for the composition notebooks. Their print size, well, unless you are going to waste a larger sheet of paper. So I guess you would have to print to 8.5 by 14, which you don't typically tend to find a lot of the sticker sheets in 8.5 by 14. So for that 8.5 by 11, the size that it will allow you to print, you won't be able to do, let me see, one of them you might be able to, you won't be able to do it with the bleed. Actually, no, you won't be able to do it because with the bleed, most of these go past 10 inches. So Cricut Design Space would not be the best place to do this. Silhouette Studio is absolutely free, guys. I know you might be used to using other programs. Silhouette Studio is free. It should be a companion to the rest of your design platforms. So we're actually going to go into Canva now so that you can see the difference in setting this up in Canva. Oh, crapola. Okay, hold on 1 second. Actually, you know what? I'll just copy. So with our template, you do get the actual sizes for each of the 4 like types of or styles of composition notebooks. Okay, why are we not pasting? Okay, let me go back up here. Copy, paste. There we go. And okay, there we go. All right, so this is basically the same exact sizing that we had over in Silhouette Studio. We have our bleed, we have our edge for the actual composition notebook, and we have our safe zone. In Canva, well, you don't really have to have it be a frame, because if you just brought in your image, you can, you know, size it to fit however you want it to fit. So let's say if I go over here to my uploads, we're going to click on this image. So I could like make this. So hold on, I want to lock this real quick. So you could take just the regular image and stretch it out to fit the area to like fill it in. I'm going to take my transparency down a little bit so that I can see where it falls at when it comes to like my safe zone. So if I wanted to pull this up some to make sure that the image was in my safe zone, I'm going to duplicate this. Like, let's go in and so here is where the issue can lie sometimes with Canva, is selecting certain things. So we're going to just take the transparency up on this one. And I'm going to, oh, I forgot I locked it. Okay, unlock. All right, so that's the, what's that thing called? The frame. So instead of this being a frame, which I'm going to copy this because I want to be able to paste it, I'm going to go up here to the color. I'm going to go to the add new color, go to the dropper, and I'm going to sample the grass. And that's going to fill that in with that grass color. Oh, y'all can't see that. Hold on. So I'm going to fill that in with that grass color. I know you can kind of see the red, but that's only because of the layer to the background. You wouldn't see that on the print. And we would have this where, you know, kind of like the same one we did before, where the image is really, really big. Okay. So with shrinking it down, we're going to come here. Now with Canva, I can't really, well, I guess we can. So I'm going to go here. Actually, I got to just pull it back out. I don't remember how much we had on the other, but it's, well, I guess it still technically is proportional. It's just weird to me moving it around in Canva. So we'll set it up like this and kind of get it to the size that we want. pull this in to the side. So we're just not using crop. I guess that's more so what it is. Like I like cropping, you know, cropping it to size, because once you hit crop, it does all of the sides at one time. Whereas with Canva, I have to pull in each side one by one. All right, so that bottom one, which now the bleed and the safe zone, I don't really need. I'm going to go ahead and delete them because I'm going to keep my safe zone for now. So I can see that my grass isn't quite matching how I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and just resample that color down towards the bottom. I'm going to have to zoom in. And let's resample that color that's at the bottom. Okay, there we go. And then for the top, we're going to copy, paste. There is no paste in front, so I have to like move it over here, adjust the sizing. We're going to sample the color of the sky. Zoom back out. I'm going to bring in one of my labels. And then as far as changing this is an image, but you can change it with duotones. So I'm going to come over here to image. I'm going to go to duotones. I'm going to just pick any color. I really don't care what the color is because my goal is really to make the highlights and shadows part pop up. And so for the highlights and shadows, I'm going to choose the same exact color. So let's just choose from mom. So now it's her color. And then I'll make this one, again, just choose any of them. And then we'll choose the color from dad and dad. And then the inside, again, anyone, it doesn't matter. And then change it to, we'll change this one to the color of Bluey. I hate to leave you out, Bingo, but I guess I can make, well, Bingo and Mom are kind of the same color. So here, let's make these the color of Bingo, the lighter color. Oh, you can't really see it. Let's do this color then. Okay, so we're able to switch that up. We'd have to group it together. And then, of course, we wanted to add the Bluey. So can you set it up in Canva as long as you have the right sizing? It's pretty much the same like concept. Methods are many, principles are few. Methods change, principles never do. So the method in which we do it, it does change, but the principle of how it should be set up, that does not change. Okay. So there is how you would set that up. Now I'm going to go back over to Silhouette Studio and I'm going to do the same thing for this one right here. All right, we're going to place this. So although this one is landscape, not landscape, it's portrait like the original. If I want it to really fit, I have to stretch it past the edge of the template, okay? Because it's portrait, but it's narrow. It's still not proportional. So we're going to take our, I did not mean to take my scale up. I meant to go take my transparency down so I can see where it's at. I want a little bit. So I want Bluey's hand to fit inside. So we're going to make that there. So I have to make this a little bit smaller because I do want dad to fit his hand to be completely inside. Now, if I really wanted to, it doesn't really matter if I go all the way to the edge because that is a bleed. I know for sure, even going this little bit out, that I would be like, okay. So I'm not really worried about this edge over here. I just want to make sure that dad's hand is pretty much like all the way in, you know, like on the surface, okay? So I'm going to pull this up just a little bit because I do want the space here to write this episode is called, all right? But it leaves me with all of this extra. I'm going to click on the image, the background. So I clicked on the red. I'm going to copy and then paste in front. I'm going to remove the color, hold down Shift, click on the image and crop. Remember, we're going to ignore this because that's a part of the bleed. So if I was to use this and I put it on the notebook, I'm going to trim that part off anyway. So it's okay if it's a little bit off. You can make that. I would still leave it as a color. You can leave it as white too. That on that side doesn't really matter. But for the top part, we're going to do the sky again. I don't really have to do a copy because I'm not doing the top and the bottom. So I can make this red the color of the sky. Ooh, that wasn't the right color. All right, let's go right here. And then I will type out my text and add my effects to it. We're going to bring this to the front. Place this right here. And so the font, I don't remember where I got it from, but it is called Bluey. Just do a Google search for Bluey. So you're going to type it out. It is 2 separate text boxes. And I just typed out this episode is called. I typed out first grade. I just increased the size of that to meet the edges of the top line. To fill this in with color, so I'm going to just put pink. I went in and I hit the color dropper. I sampled the ground. And then my outline is a line style. Under the color, I sampled a dark brown. I want to say it might be the dark brown from Mom, I think. Yeah, because it stayed the same. So it's the dark brown from Mom. And then I increased the size for this particular size font, a 6, and it's sent behind, but it's not always going to be that. You have to adjust it for the size that you want it to be. And then once I have that, which I think I used the shadow feature, but you don't have to, I'm going to do a small offset. Excuse me. Okay, I'm like, I know I didn't see anything. I'm like, where did the offset go? Okay, let's try this again. We're going to do a small offset. Okay, let's try 0.25. Okay, I knew that was too big. I'm like, but I don't see nothing. 0.025. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to hit apply. Okay, now I see the box. I'm going to fill that in with gray. I mean, not gray, black. I'm going to turn it to gray. I'm going to tab it over with my arrows on my keyboard. I'm going to group it together and then take my transparency down to give me gray. And then select all and group it together. And then everything else is the same. We're going to bring over the label and the logo. All right, so that's how that goes. And you have created your own customized because the customization comes in the layout of it, you changing the color of the label, you putting which grade on it. So you're not, creating this and creating the images, you're just setting it up. And that's just an image from Google. And to me, it's actually not the greatest. It actually has some pixelation to it. Okay. So when you use laminate, I have both matte and glossy vinyl sticker paper. Does laminate come in glossy or matte to do different looks? I don't, it should, yeah. I do have matte laminate, but I have the big rolls. I'm trying to think if I've ever really seen it in the sheets. I've never looked for it in the sheets. I'll say that. Most times it's glossy or holographic, but there is matte. So if you do have, you say you have both matte and glossy vinyl, but I do have a matte laminate, a cold laminate, but mine is on a huge roll. I don't know if but you probably can find the sheets somewhere. I know there's one for the thermal laminate, but I don't know about the self-adhesive one. Any questions for me? All right. You guys are probably typing. If you do have a question, you're about to type, just say question, just so I know to kind of wait for you. If not, we're about to wrap up. And if I can talk really, really fast in 4 minutes, I'll be done in under an hour. That's okay. So interesting observation. What about you guys? Those who watch both methods, which one do you feel is easier? Doing it in Silhouette Studio or doing it in Canva? So the original one has that. I've done quite a few of them, and the reason why I'm doing it is more so for the application to the notebook. We're going to probably spend less time on the design one. In the first session, we spent more time on the design part of it. We actually spent a good amount of time on the application because I gave out a lot of information. We went over like papers, all those things. But I'm finding that more assistance and guidance is needed on the actual application part of it. And I want to really have the door open, the floor open for those who are in attendance to really, really ask like specific questions to help them. So we're going to spend less time on design because that first replay has a lot of helpful things when it comes to designing, as well as this video. So we are going to focus a lot on the actual application, but I've done several videos there. The live videos are there. When I say it's a really easy process, really, really easy process. Silhouette Studio is easier. Silhouette Studio, Silhouette. No, not Canva. Silhouette is better. Okay. All right. I wish I was here from the beginning. You can watch the playback of this over on my YouTube channel, Honestly Speaking, SPINKING. So you can't, there's no playbacks over here, but my YouTube, Honestly Speaking, or Silaholics Anonymous, you can catch the playback. And for those that are asking here, like I think someone says, is it saved? You cannot save, or like they don't replay automatically back on TikTok. And then the length of this live, which is an hour, I wouldn't be able to upload it back. You would have to go over to our YouTube in order to see the playback of this. All right. So now for the session for Sunday, y'all have to make sure that you're reading because the listing on our website does not include Sunday. The listing on our website does not include this coming Sunday. Okay? I'm going to say it again. the listing that is currently on our website does not include the session on Sunday. And it's more so because the system from our site where we host our classes and our website, they're technically two different systems, and we can't, like the way this is set up, I can't make them communicate. So if you decide that you want the session that is I promise you that first session, playbacks are great. You guys don't always have to attend a live class. Playbacks are amazing because you actually get to pause it, take notes, try it. But if you're in the live class and you're trying to do it, we may end up like moving ahead instead of like moving at whatever your pace is. Playbacks are amazing. I do not edit my playbacks. You get every single question that is asked from beginners like you, intermediate users like you. You get their perspective and not just mine. I open up the floor for questions many times. It is a very detailed class. It is 3 hours or something like that, close to 3 hours. So it's a very detailed session, complete with like going over the different types of paper, printers. Like it's a full breakdown of just about everything that you can think of. So you can get our templates, which will set you up for success, where you will have all 4 sizes, because as we saw, they're not all created equal. Or, which I have to change this because now it's not join the Zoom. Oh, I got to change this. It's not join the Zoom. It is view the playback. Let me change that right now, like right now. But this playback, if you read here, it will let you know that this playback is for the first, like that original session that we did last week, Sunday. It is only for that session. This is for the August 2nd playback only. If you are interested in any of the newer sessions, you must enroll in the Creative Lounge. What is the Creative Lounge, you may ask? I'll tell you in just a moment. So I see quite a few of you guys are on the website right now, probably because you clicked on the link. If you can still hear the sound of my voice, before you go ahead and click purchase, you may want to back away from the mouse, okay? Hold on. Okay. So the Creative Lounge is a program that I technically started in January. Kind of had to pause. We're relaunching it. I don't say reimagine it, but we structured it differently this time around. It is, if you were on my pro call, last week? 2 weeks ago, last week, whenever we did the pro call, it is basically where you're going to be able to kind of like get playbacks of pro calls. Because when I do the pro calls, they are technically free. Some pro calls are free, but I don't provide a playback link. The playback links for them, or just the playback, the playbacks in general, will be posted in the Creative Lounge. If you miss them, it's going to be a lot of frequently asked questions, like tab that, and that's going to be easy for you to search to get the answer. So we're loading all those things in there. So you have to be patient with us. When I have kind of like watch me works, if I'm working on something, you'll have access to that. Those sessions where we're just kind of chit-chatting, like where, let your hair down, where you can vent, you can have your frustration. We have kind of just these sessions where we're there to help motivate, encourage, give feedback. You have to be open to constructive criticism. If you're going to ask a question in the group, you also will get access to our design challenges in December. So if you were around last year, you know that in December, we do design challenges from Silhouette Studio. They're like short classes, like for a specific type of design styles. Because that's kind of my lead magnet season, where I'm just kind of getting like new new enrollees for people to kind of really see my teaching style and things like that. I'm going to still have, we can do it a la carte, but those who are in the Creative Lounge will get automatic access to those sessions. So there is a lot that is included in, this is not it. This is not the Creative Studio. I'm trying to change this picture before I forget. So give me a moment, because I definitely need to change this out. Okay, so yeah, I have to change this out before I forget, and then I leave it up there. I love Shopify. I absolutely love Shopify. It is so easy to like modify your site on the fly. Now watch. Bam. Now it says view the playback. Thank you so much for the follow, 5-star enterprise. Okay, so let me go over to my Academy site. And here is where you are going to find the Creative Lounge. Okay. The first month of Creative Lounge is $35.63. And each month after that is $25.63. So because we have a lot of stuff that's in there that you can take advantage of. If you only kind of go 1 month for the things that are going to be added to it, you will, be able to view those things and learn from them. So the first month is a little bit more. After that, it is $25.63. This is the only way that you're going to be able to get access to the secondary training that we're doing. I added this on. I'm making myself available for Sunday. Now, if you signed up, so here's the thing. For those who rocked with me, you did not hesitate to sign up for the initial notebook class. I know some of you guys, you might just be finding me, but everywhere I post it now, I posted it last week as well. And sometimes we kind of miss out on things, but it's okay. So if you signed up for the composition notebook training on, anytime before yesterday, well, this morning, should I say, because I ran the report and set everything up on like yesterday. So I think I did like after midnight. So everyone who was enrolled or who had signed up for the template and the live training, okay? Even if you already had access to the template vault and you kind of got your discount, you only paid $10 for the class, everyone who was on our list that had paid for the template and live training, you have temporarily been added to the Creative Lounge, okay? You have temporarily been added to the Creative Lounge. You should go to if you go to your dashboard, you will see it there, okay? An email was also sent out letting you know all of the details of, when your access will end, and also kind of giving you a discount code if you want to continue. Basically we are accounting for that $13 or that $10. Is it $10 that you already paid for it? So you're going to save that $10 like on your first month if you choose to stay in the Creative Lounge, or you can go ahead and, you can still, you don't have to wait until it's over. You can use that code at any point. If you want to kind of just go and set it up, sign up today to be locked into the Creative Lounge. Okay. But if you were a part of the people that signed up for the class, the very first week as soon as we dropped it, even if you got the playback this week, you have automatically been granted access temporarily to the Creative Lounge, which means you get to attend Sunday's session at no additional cost. Okay. You will also be able to attend the pro session that is coming up. Okay. And then all the things that are going to be added. I kind of just put I took some of them off of draft just so you can kind of see. So just so you can somewhat see the lineup. Pro calls. If you weren't a part of the pro call previously, everyone will have access to a pro call. Well, certain ones. So the one that I'm doing next week, you will have access to it because it's a free pro call. I will repost the link for you to get on the list that's specifically for pro calls. I forgot to put it in this one. But come back to our website. It'll be there. Or I'm going to post all of our social medias. So you can sign up to be on that list to guarantee that you receive the email for the pro calls. After that, we kind of just send it to, different lists on our email list. But that pro call will be free. You just don't get a playback for it. You have to be there. You have to answer your question. You have to be ready to take notes because there is no playback for that. But if you're in the Creative Lounge, you get access to those playbacks. Those playbacks will be uploaded there. Okay. Of course, the composition notebook workshops because you'll get access to both of them and the playbacks. Some of the things that we have there is just like printer frequently asked questions. So this is going to make it easy for you to kind of get your questions answered, be able to just search for them. We're always going to be looking for new questions to add to it. And the way that it's set up, because there's a search bar, you'll literally be able to type in keywords and it will take you right to that. So you don't have to filter through an ebook. You don't have to filter through YouTube videos. It's literally going to take you there. And eventually we will have it where some of the answers lead you to a YouTube video or, just a resource. My recommended or suggested tools, supplies, equipment by name and links. Some people are asking like which paper I was using. Now, if you attend the training, the workshop for the notebooks, you kind of got to see a plethora of adhesive sheets or sticker sheets. When it comes to party favors, people are asking like, what do I use for that? That is a place where I will actually list them by name. As you see, like in some of the comments, I don't list them. The only ones I list by name, because I have shown them in videos before, is the Koala inkjet sticker paper and the Koala vinyl sticker sheets. So those, I had mentioned that, you can use those. I use those for some of them. When it comes to printer names, I normally share with you guys anyway, but those links where you don't have to try and figure out where it is, like everywhere those printers are, you will have a link to where if it's sold out in one place, go to the next. Okay. So all of my recommended and suggested equipment, supplies, tools, machinery, all of that, it's going to be all in one place for you in the Creative Lounge. Frequently asked questions when it comes to the craft and creative space, and the design challenges for Q4. You will have access. So if you don't know what the design, I'll show you kind of on our website, the design challenges. So last year during Q4, we did these design challenges. There was 7 of them. So there were 7 of them. I'm just asking about the water bowl for the dogs. And so we had, when I did the Wolverine cutout, not Wolverine, it was for Lady Wolverines. I'm reading that, but it was for the Barbie cutout. And it taught you not just about cutting foam board, but also setting designs up in Silhouette Studio. We did the breast cancer design with the gloves. We did, it was kind of like a Halloween design, but the most important thing for this one was kind of creating that 3D look. We did the Minnie Mouse design, like in the ears. You can kind of see all of them. This was the best one. The planner pages and calendar pages. We did a tracing challenge. And then after we did the tracing one, we took that and cut Mario into a circle, kind of had him punching out. That's a really, really cool technique. So these were the design challenges for last year. You can get them to this day, $5.63, and you get the playbacks for them. But with the Creative Lounge, you won't have to worry about paying for them. You'll get access to all of them. Okay. But Creative Lounge membership as of right now is only a subscription-based membership. There is no one-time fee for it at this time. It is 35. Why does that say? It's supposed to say 63. So it's a 2 cent, it's 2 cents off. So it's only 35.63 because all of our prices have 365. And every month thereafter, it will be 25.63 to access it. Okay. She says, I think you're worth the investment. I pay for Netflix and barely watch a movie or a show. I have all except 6 and 7. The other day you mentioned lifetime membership to the Creative Lounge. I don't see it. Yeah, because that was before we added all this stuff. And y'all should have, and I told y'all, you should jump on it because it was going to change. So as of right now, there is no lifetime membership. Once we kind of restructured and started putting all the restructured things in it, that went away. Now, if you had signed up before, when it was on shop.hsinc365.com, at that price, you would have been locked in for a lifetime. But now, as of right now, it is just membership based. Okay. Hello from Bermuda. Self-adhesive or heat laminate. I recommend self-adhesive, but there have been some people that have used the thermal laminate, but self-adhesive works. So the vault recipients do not know that there are two different things. Templates is one thing. The Creative Lounge is something else. The Creative Lounge also does not come with any templates. It does not come with any designs at all. You have the vault for that, or you can go and purchase templates. So this is something that is totally separate. They are not one and the same. I have the vault and the templates. So the only thing I would need to purchase is the lounge. Now, you don't have to. If you would like to attend the live session on Sunday, then yes, you would have to purchase access to the lounge. If you are okay with a playback, then you would just come here and go to that listing for the template. In the vault, the very first thing up there is a discount code. You will come here to the template and live training. Click on that one. You're going to put in that discount code. It's going to take off the $13.65. Therefore, you're only paying $10 for the training. You still need to do the download. You must still do the download because your playback is in that download, but you don't really need the templates from there if you've already downloaded it from the vault. But you still have to download that file because your playback and your composition notebook information is in that download. But you will only get the playback from the August 2nd class. That's the only thing that you will get access to. But if you would like to attend Sunday's live training, you must enroll in the Creative Lounge. Okay. She says the planner one was almost 4 hours. It was. It is in the description of this video, or you can go straight to learn.365 Creative Academy or www.365 Creative Academy. Go to home or go to all courses, and you will see the Creative Lounge. But if Baby Jean, okay, let me say this again. Okay, so let me reset real quick for you guys. I'm going to say this again. So I need you guys to pay attention. So please put in the chat, ready. I need for you, if you're here right now, on the sound of my voice, I'm going to repeat the information. Please say ready. Please comment ready for me to repeat this information to you. Hey, Hans, how are you? We need to chat, girl. Okay, I see Cora said ready over here. Okay, ready. Okay. So let me kind of explain what's going on here. All right. The Creative Lounge is something that
I started at the beginning of the year. I had been planning it out, doing all of these things. In 2024, we're in 2024, Shakia, 2023. And it was one of the first things that I launched. Even before, I think it came even before. No, it didn't come before. It didn't come before Refresher. It may have been like, well, I think the release of it was like right after, or it may have been at the same time. But it was more so for like my Q&As. If you've been around for a while with me, you know that I was coming on live all the time. I was doing Q&As. I mean, we would have 2, 3, 4 hour sessions on live, and I'm just giving free game. Okay. Well, that ended in 2024, just on the advice of, some advisors and just me putting me first and my, our financial needs, our family and stuff like that, the time that I dedicate to what I do, just really putting me first. And we kind of, put that out there, not ashamed to admit that maybe I did not launch it or didn't really plan it out to where it just didn't give, because it was more so like, hey, these are like pro calls. This is like where you're going to get your Q&A. I wanted to have like motivational Mondays, and I just kind of have those times where I would come on and just kind of talk to you guys, answer your questions. You guys can vent if you were having issues with pricing, with customers, with policies, with, you're struggling with your machine. I just wanted to be a place where you could come and actually verbalize your questions. Online, it's a little bit harder sometimes when you guys are trying to type it out. And let's say I have to wait, if I ask you a question, or you ask a question, I respond, or I ask a question back, then you have to respond. It's like a delay. So there's like a pause in the video, or I end up kind of addressing somebody else's question. But in these type sessions, we would be able to literally have dialogue back and forth in real time without the break of trying to type it out. Okay. Even if you were, might be driving, riding, if you had your ear pods in, you're listening, because I know some of y'all talk while y'all on the phone. I don't really advise it, but, you could still communicate, on a hot mic, you can still communicate, right? That was the vision. That was the plan. We did it for 3 months. Everything that I do, not sure if you guys have seen the theme for this year. I roll everything out and we do it in 3-month bursts. Because one, I want to make sure that, hey, what you paid for, if I even only can give you a good 3 months strong, hey, some things, if, we go past that, it's a perk for you. But everything this year, I broke it up into quarters. So we tried it out January through March. I kind of reevaluated. I'm a little late with putting it out right now because a lot was going on, the whole trip to Atlanta. But I reevaluated, really, tried to think about what else could I do. And that's why I kind of was dropping like some little nuggets and little Easter eggs in the past couple of videos about the Creative Lounge. And it was giving you guys the opportunity to go sign up for the Creative Lounge while it was at that lifetime price that was ridiculously low. So now it's rolling out with the reimagined way of like the Creative Lounge to have. So if Keith is on here, he listens to this. When they asked about would there be like, is there a way to kind of like have like the playbacks and stuff? And I was like, well, and I couldn't say it yet because all the details had not been ironed out. But the Creative Lounge is where those pro call playbacks will be at. If you happen to be on a bus and you're working, so that you can get it and you don't have to worry about trying to stay on and then waiting for the link and clicking on that, because we want you to be safe while you're on the bus. The Creative Lounge is where you would be able to go and just view those playbacks. So we kind of had to just really work that out. And now it is here. So it is a way for creatives, crafters alike, to get the information, the resources that they need. This is not, I want to make sure that I really, really preference this. This is not replacing my actual classes and programs. There's not going to be a lot of like full on when I'm doing like 3-day, challenges or seminars or boot camps or like our School of Celebration affairs, like that is an extended program that is coming. This does not include those. Now, will there be a discount code in there? There may or may not be exclusive discount codes included in the Creative Lounge, okay? Because we got some questions about, hey, do you have some extra codes? You know, because somebody wants to buy templates. This will be where you can get some discount codes to save some coins, okay? But everything like is just meant to help you succeed by having access to someone that's been where you are, that that may be where you're trying to get to, someone that can help you scale, elevate. We'll have some sessions that's kind of like condensed sessions of like speaking about pricing and help and things of that nature. Because we have pricing for profit, pricing therapy 1 and 2. So if you've taken those, you know how I am about pricing. So if we have those sessions, we have sessions about social media. I've literally been testing out so many things. Some people will, talk a good game about social media, and they'll say things like, how to go viral or make money from it. But there's no real proof with it, like no real receipts. And I've been testing out a lot of things. You guys have been guinea pigs for months now, just me kind of testing out different things and just that kind of gauging response and things. And I just like wrote a bunch of notes. So we will have like those masterminds on social media. So like sessions like that is what will be included. Like that's what those pro calls are. Pro calls it will still be able to help you, but will we take a whole like 3 or 4 pro calls where I'm literally breaking down all of the event industry to you'll have to join School of Celebration Affairs. When we have workshops. So to me, the composition notebook, as I explained in the first session, this particular live session that I did, it wasn't intended to be a long class. I think we ended up being in that class for either almost 3 hours or a little over 3 hours. It wasn't intended to be that. And actually we were on afterwards as well. Like it was quite a few people that stayed on. My power went out. I had to jump on from my phone and we were just having a good time. Okay. Even those sessions kind of like just chill and chat, like, or craft and chat. We can do those as well. Because we were on, we had us a good time, child, on Sunday after the session. But like I will have session, like this is what that was supposed to be. It was connected to the template more so. Almost like the live that I did here where someone asks a question and I'm able to like kind of like, share it, or we do something that's like really, really quick. It's easy. It's not something that's going to take like a full on like structure with the syllabus detail type class, although this one was with the syllabus too. But just, I call them workshops. So they're like mini classes. We will have, you'll have access to those. If I'm doing a watch me work now, depending on which program you're in, if I am like designing something in Silhouette Studio, it's not a class. It's, if you happen to ask a question, I can answer it. Like if you ask a question about something I'm doing. But when I'm designing, I like to be kind of focused. But a lot of people have said they like to see my process for designing. So if you're in Creative Lounge, if you're in Essentials of Silhouette Studio or Photoshop, depending on what I'm designing in, you will get access to it. So if I'm in Photoshop, I give them access to Watch Me Works while I'm in Photoshop. If you're in Essentials of Photoshop program, if you're in Essentials of Silhouette Studio, if I'm working in Silhouette Studio, you get to kind of see that. Now the Bumblebee, when I did it, because I literally was working on that late night. I'm not doing a live video if I'm late night like that, or live Zoom. But if you're in Creative Lounge, it doesn't matter which program I'm working in, you will get access to those Watch Me Works. If I am able to do a Watch Me Work while I'm working on an actual project, you will get access to that Watch Me Work. You're going to get the organized, frequent questions, and they're going to be segmented. So you see here where it says printer, it says craft, creative, craft and creative FAQs, like craft questions you guys will ask, but there's actually a couple other FAQs that are already kind of broken down there because it's going to just make it easy for you to find the answers that you need. So that is what the Creative Lounge has been reimagined to. So if you are going on, if you already enrolled in the live training before today, because I literally ran the report at like 11:58. I ended up setting everything up after midnight. If you signed up for the August 2nd live training before today, you have been automatically added to the Creative Lounge temporarily. Check your emails, okay? There is an email that was sent out to you. Check your spam. That gives you the details. There is a discount code to where if you choose to stay in the Creative Lounge, you will receive that $10 that you paid. So it's almost like you got that. Also, you got it for free because you still have to, but it's like that $10 that you paid. We're going to take that off of your first month because that's already in there, like round one. So we're going to take that off, but you have to go through your email to find that code. I cannot post it, in the lounge because there's people, I just can't. So make sure that you check your emails for that code. If you enrolled in the live training on August 2nd before today, you automatically have temporary access to the lounge. So you're going to get to experience Sunday session, which is workshop number 2 for the notebooks. And we actually have a few pro calls scheduled and a few watch me works scheduled before your access will end. Okay. I printed my planner design. One of them I used printable inkjet vinyl. The other one I used HTV vinyl paper. Let's see. I noticed the okay. I downloaded my font to accompany my bonus that the professor mentioned for later. If you know, you know. Hey. I'm actually including the way it says this episode is called. I'm actually including pre-K, preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and third grade. I don't think fourth and fifth graders really checking for Bluey like that, but those actually will be included as well. Okay. She says, yes, it was about 3 hours and about 45-minute session after class. Yep. Will those pro calls go out through text alerts? So yes, I will. That's a separate list. So you are going to see pro calls actually go out via text message anyway. If you signed up to be on the pro call list, you had to put your phone number and they go out via text alerts. I was thinking about like Creative Lounge, but I am going to put that sign up link in the Creative Lounge to be on the pro calls list, because when you put your phone number, you are on the list to get text messages when we do them. And they are not like, they won't all be in the evening. It'll be some in the daytime. It'll be based off of my schedule. Okay. Any questions for me? If you are just jumping on, you kind of have to watch the playback. I was explaining a program, but I gave away free value in this video. I never, ever, ever kind of come and promote without giving true free value. So I did show one of the designs that you guys have asked me about. I went through and showed you kind of how you can set it up. And this was 2 different Bluey images. I talked about designing and proportion and how important it is to know how to set it up. We went over how to kind of get that cool text effects design where it looks like it's a part of the sand. We also showed how to do this in Canva. So you can definitely go back and watch the playback of it if you're interested in learning how to do something like this in Silhouette Studio and or Canva. Okay. Last call. I have 3 YouTube channels. They are all in the link in my bio. Silhoueholics Anonymous focuses on teaching you Silhouette Studio. I'm going to do some more like machine videos. I actually have some of the, people, it's not really viral, it's just kind of normal now. the stickers for, or people make the stickers or labels and decals for the styrofoam cups for parties and kickbacks and stuff. I'm actually going to do one of those coming up real soon here. But on that platform is where I try to focus on all things Silhouette related, whether it's the program or the machines. Honestly speaking, is kind of our craft channel, and where I like to do things that, I mean, sometimes they do cross over to have the Silhouette videos there. I'm trying to get out of that and have that platform be just for kind of crafty, like projects related type deals. But it'll always be like, I'm telling y'all now, I know I'm no longer doing a lot of the Q&As and just kind of sharing everything. Some of it will be basically repurposed content. You have to go over there and, you know, just go through that. It's like 8, I think that channel has like 7 years of videos. 365 Creative Academy is for learning. It's like just different things. I'm still working on kind of what I want that one to be. We have a Photoshop video that was just posted earlier this week, so you can go check that out. It is showing the difference between using the eraser tool and the layer mask. I actually have some Canva videos that are planned out to be on that platform. So we have 3 different YouTube channels. All right, so no questions, cool beans. But when y'all come to Pro Calls, I need y'all to come with questions, okay? You go to your dashboard. If you see it on your dashboard, you'll know. Well, actually, if you email me so I can check to see if you do have it, because I actually, now that I think about it, if you signed up for the first one, you'll actually still also have, it would have been on there anyway. So email me so I remember to look at it, so that you'll know if you have lifetime access to Creative Lounge. When you're doing it in Canva, is it the paid version? No. So everything that I showed in Canva does not, like, none of it requires the paid version. So it was a frame. It was bringing, you know, uploading an image to your uploads. So we brought in that one, and then it's just a matter of resizing it and then changing the colors. So everything that I showed in, I'm pointing to it, but I'm on the wrong screen. So you'll have the uploads here. So everything that I demoed in this one can be done from the free version. And because this is a, it's like a cover, you don't have to have a transparent background. You can simply download it as a JPEG. Now you do have to have it set up properly, which is where our template comes into play. But because your design page and your template, all those things have to be set up properly in order for it to print out properly. But you can do it all from the non-pro version of Canva. Everything I showed today can be done in the free versions of both platforms. What printer do I use to create these? Again, you literally can use any printer. There is no special printer for this. It does not matter if you have a workforce printer that has pigment ink in it, if you have an Epson EcoTank printer that has the regular ink in it, which is dye ink. If you want to use your EcoSolvent printer, you can. If you have a laser printer, you can use that. If you have a white toner printer, you can use that. I just don't use Sublimation, although technically you could use that as well. You could laminate. You could laminate your cardstock. You know what? With the coating that's on there, I just might try and sublimate right to one of those sticker sheets. But see, it's sticker. It might stick to the back. I think I want to experiment with that one without the laminate. I just might do that. Do I want to do that today? Should I do that today? Should I set the live up for later? Because I really, really want to test that. I did not think to test, because to me, it's a waste to do sublimation. Definitely is a waste. It's not something that I recommend. It would just, if I'm doing it, I'm not doing it to recommend that you do it. It's just for me. Y'all know I like to test ish out. So I just kind of want to see. I just want to get in the lab. I actually have not done sublimation in a good little minute on live. So I just might. do it. But yeah, any printer. Your question brings up a really good point, right? For me, I did a video. Let me find it and find the link for it. The link was posted all of my social media. I even put on my Facebook. I was like, this is probably within my top 5 most important videos for crafters. I promise you, it's like a part of my top 5 most important videos for crafters. And it is demonstrating the differences between dye ink and pigment ink. I asked y'all to share it out. Y'all ain't show me no love, but I'm actually testing something again. That was a part of the test. So yeah. But I'm going to copy this. I'll put it in the chat. And I'm also going to go to that link. Just so you guys can see. I'll bring this over here. So it was, I was not thinking when I did this, and I recorded it from my phone in portrait mode. So it's going to look a little funky. I probably need to record it in landscape so that YouTube can stop playing on my top. But this video, even though it's in portrait mode, breaks down the differences between pigment and dye-based ink and coated and non-coated paper, and what the results are as far as it being water resistant, all the things. So this is a video. If you have questions about like printer ink types, you want to go check that out. Okay. So the one that I just got was the Canon Pixma G3272. It's like an EcoTank printer. Like I said, I got it more so for teaching purposes. I mean, I like it, but I'm just not a dye-based girl. I mean, it's a decent printer. You know, it's a dye-based. It is what it is. It's a dye-based printer. I prefer pigment ink. But if you're wanting to get that printer, you definitely can. I mean, I can't say, you know, if it's going to clunk out. And that's why I've been very, very careful to say, I just got this printer. I just got this printer. I am not saying that, hey, this is the best printer ever. Everyone should run out and get it like some people do, and they barely even use it a month. It goes out for them in 2 months, but they never tell you that. They just still got you buying the printer. I just got this printer. I'm trying my best to put it to the test and print from it a lot and just kind of see like if it will, you know, if it will get clogs. I literally have a journal just for this printer, logging how many times I'm printing, the print settings. When I experiment and I do things to, and once I recommend it to you guys, I've done either a lot of research on it or I've done a lot of experimenting on it, and I'm putting this thing through the ringer. So am I going to say that is the printer to get? No, all I can do is educate you on the different printers, what it is that they do, what their features are, what are the advantages versus the disadvantages of it. And you have to make a decision on which one works for your needs and within your budget. So it is a Canon. The link for it is in the Creative Lounge, but it's the Canon Pixma G3272. Okay. Any other last call? Once again, because some questions came in. So all right. If there are no other questions, I thank you guys so very much for joining me. Almost 2 hours we've been on. I just told my son that I'm like, I have no idea where time goes. Like literally no idea where time goes when I'm doing these. So Christy, I've done a couple videos. I even showed it. It's in a few videos. So check out our content. That helps us when you guys go and watch the content.
I've literally mentioned it in a few videos. There are some of them that have the actual picture with the box on it. There's reels with that on it. So go check out the content, okay? Or watch this back, go around to like the 1 hour and 40-minute mark and listen for that again, okay? All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Hey, just say, ooh, and you dropped peacocks. Ooh, I love it. Thank you guys so very much. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace. It's okay. Peace, y'all.